Hi once again and welcome back. My friends, today we have a really cool color change for you. Who would have thought, right? I call it the Anaheim color change, dedicated to my good friend and pal Craig Roccanova. The Anaheim color change based off of Pop Shove It. So if you remember that. And some people say, Pop Shove It, is that really that good of a move? Hey, if it's good enough for Erdnase, it's good enough for me. Erdnase, you may be asking. Yes, Erdnase. This color change, Pop Shove It, that I have been hooting and hollering about for, I guess, the better part of a year now. A lot of pride I took in this, so much work. It's just been a move that has just kept on giving, like a tree trunk that has just kind of, blossomed and branched out into all sorts of things. I use this move for card reveals, sandwich loads, multiple color changes. It's just so many applications with this move. Anyway, looking through Expert at the Card Table recently, a couple weeks back, and wouldn't you know, lo and behold, I see Pop Shove It. Under the section One-Handed Card Transformations, Method 1, Pop Shove It, basically. And I've never seen anybody doing this. I never have. I want to keep calling it Pop Shove It because, well, there's that. I only ever see this move in cardistry, or when people are producing jokers or a pair for a sandwich routine. And Erdnase, of course, it's going to be in either Marlowe, Erdnase, yada yada. You know what it is, but I have to disagree a little bit with Erdnase. He says that you could do this one hand, and I know for a fact that you can't. Now, either Erdnase is a liar, or he really is just that good. Because, let me explain. And what Mr. Erdnase teaches is, just one-handed, like that, with no cover at all. Now, Pop Shove It is something I do with two hands, because you need some cover. And in fact, for this Anaheim change, where you're taking half the deck and slapping it down, that is the cover. But to be able to just do this one-handed, it's just not possible. I think Erdnase might be a little bit of a liar. I just don't, I don't think he's telling the truth. Maybe you can pull it off to a blind person, I don't know. But one-handed, I just don't see it happening. There has to be some kind of cover for this move. I mean, there just has to be. And, I run my mouth about a lot of people. Erdnase is classic. Everything in there is classic. I have the utmost respect for the man. But, just kind of taken aback by the teaching on this specific move. Okay, enough with the rant and raving. Let's go ahead and get into this. You'll remember Pop Shove It. Yeah, it's just simply that with, a little bit of cover. And so with the Anaheim, we're doing the same thing, except we're picking up half the deck and slapping it down on the remaining cards, right? So the idea is to just pick this up. It's very visible to the spectator. They're seeing you pick up half the pack of cards, and you just slap it down, and in that action it changes. Obviously what's happening here is that, doing it slow, lame magician excuse, but this is essentially what's happening. So as I have this cover, and you could do this, I've tried this all angles, and we'll explore a couple, but essentially what you're doing, just turning over the top card, riffle down about half the pack, and I very clearly pick up the deck. Now if you're doing this head on, you're going to want to come this way and just drop the pack kind of like that, and that's going to provide the cover. This is something to practice in a mirror. It took me a long time to get this down to where it's pretty angle sensitive, I ain't gonna lie, but once you know the angles and what you got to do to safeguard, see, I flashed on that one. Once you know what you got to do to safeguard against that, it's really not that big of a deal. Now, if you're doing it from what I like to call the Leonard Green slight right position, you have all the cover in the world. You don't need to worry too much. But, so you're at the slight right, picking up. You could riffle down, or you could just very simply pick up half the deck, as long as the spectator sees that, hey, you have half the cards in your hand, and the idea is just to drop this pack on the rest of the cards, and in that action, that card changes. So if you're doing it from this position, the Leonard Green Slight Right, picking up half the cards, I don't want them to see my thumb disappearing under this pack, and for the love of goodness, I surely don't want them to see this card coming up either. So once I have this packet lifted up, that's when that provides the cover right here. And the cool thing about this color change is once you have this card, I go ahead and start to peel the card out before I even drop it, because what happens is this card's just like hanging on by a thread. So when you slap this packet down, it just almost self-working. You know what I mean? So you're just levering the bottom packet up ever so slightly. You have this card that's just kind of loose. You're just peeling it up, and you just slap the packet down, and that just plops that card right around to the front, right? And obviously it's going to be a good idea to practice getting this card up and around to the front of the deck just like you would in Pop Shove It. But with this packet hitting down, like I said, it causes this card to flip face up on top of the other card. It's a really fun move. Like I said, a lot of exploration when it comes to yourself sat in front of well, I prefer a three-way mirror. You can have your camera out recording. Yeah, just getting those angles down, that's the biggest thing. But I think you'll find that it works pretty well. You know, I've posted this from a few different angles on Instagram, and it seemed to be a good response from people, and it's just a lot of fun to do this move. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. Anaheim color change. Jorge Anito here. Thanks for stopping by once again. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a dislike if you don't like it. Let me know you're alive. All jokes aside, I'm happy you're here. Appreciate all the feedback and the support. I'm starting to fumble with the words, so that means I better get off here. Be blessed, my friends.